Two meme stocks, both alike in dignity, in fair Reddit, where we lay our scene. Recently, two companies have been in the news a lot as the darlings of at-home investors: AMC and GameStop. Personally, since this has started happening, I've been really impressed with GameStop. When the new Pokemon game came out in January, I wasn't 100% sold and I decided to wait on purchasing. The game came out on a Friday, and by Tuesday morning I had seen enough positive reviews and heard enough good things from friends that I decided I would pull the trigger. First I went to Amazon, hoping to get the game delivered within a couple of days, but it was sold out and Amazon estimated that they wouldn't have it in stock again until mid-March. So I decided to try to organize an order for in-store pickup from my local GameStop. When I went onto their site, I noticed that not only was the game in stock and cheaper than Amazon, it was available for same-day delivery for a reasonably small fee. I gave it a shot, and within 3 hours, GameStop delivered my game to me. Weirdly, the delivery was through Uber Eats. They managed to beat Amazon, the biggest company in the world, in availability, price, and delivery time. AMC, on the other hand, has decided to use their time in the spotlight to further alienate a dwindling customer base. Recently, AMC CEO Adam Aron told investors that tickets for The Batman will cost more than other movies when it opens this week as the chain experiments with variable pricing. Adam stated, "Currently, our prices for The Batman are slightly higher than the prices we are charging for other movies playing in the same theaters at the same time." He also stated that, "This is out quite novel in the United States, but actually AMC has been doing it for years in our European theaters. Indeed, in Europe we charge a premium for the best seats in the house, as do just about all sellers of tickets in other industries, take sports events, concerts, and live theater for example." He also stated that he saw considerable upside opportunity ahead if we continue to be imaginative. He didn't give exacts on this new experiment of his, but I decided to check pricing at my local AMC. I live in a major US city, and for Friday night my local AMC was charging $17.29 for a 10:45 p.m. showing of The Batman, and $16.29 for a 10:30 p.m. showing of Death on the Nile. Others have reported differences of about $1.50. It's really too bad. I wonder how Matt Reeves feels about the film he's worked on for the past 5 years of his life being used as AMC's experiment. This is being referred to as surge pricing, but I'd argue that this isn't surge pricing at all, it's just price gouging. Let's use Uber as an example since they were the ones to popularize the term. In the case of Uber, surge pricing is when supply is low due to there not being many drivers in your area, and demand, or customers in your area seeking rides, exceeds that supply. A movie theater has a supply that always remains the same. Let's say that including trailers and cleanup, a film takes about 2 hours per showing. That means you have 12 showings per theater every 24 hours. Assuming about 200 seats per theater, that's 2,400 tickets in a day that you have available for sale. Now obviously most movie theaters aren't open 24/7. I'm just using that as an example to show that outside of with really long films, the supply never goes up or down. A theater, give or take, always has the same amount of tickets to sell. The only thing that can change is demand, and demand for movie tickets is at an all-time low. Let's take a look at this chart from thenumbers.com. This chart spans from 1995 to 2022. The red line is box office revenue, and the blue line is tickets sold. Even if we disregard the years 2020 and 2021 due to a global pandemic keeping everyone in their homes, and 2022 since we're not even a quarter of the way through it, we can see that the blue line has been steadily going down for 20 years, meaning ticket sales have been declining for 2 decades now. And at first you might see the red line going up and think that despite the demand going down, revenue has been rising, but this chart isn't adjusting for inflation. When we adjust for inflation, the best year by far for the box office was 2002, which brought in an adjusted $14.5 billion compared to 2019's $11.25 billion. This is also the year where the most tickets were sold, outselling 2019 by 347 million, despite there being 1.8 billion less people alive then. Although 2002 is the best year, the entire block of 1998 to 2004 is quite consistently strong, along with 2006 and 2007. 2005, despite having 144 million more tickets sold than 2019 and taking in 1.3 billion more in revenue when adjusting for inflation, is considered a weak year compared to the years before and after it. I blame The Legend of Zorro. So what's killing demand? Well, a few things. Home technology is catching up. In the past few years, I've splurged on a nice big OLED TV and a fancy speaker system, and it's been worth every penny. Home entertainment has come a long way since 2001 when your TV looked like this. With home technology getting better, it sometimes feels like even if you ignore the cost, staying home can be a better experience. Staying home means that you're not seated amongst a crowd of people and getting taken out of the moment every time someone near you coughs, talks, or checks their cell phone. Alternatively, if I'm watching a comedy movie with a friend or two, we can joke and riff while watching the movie without ruining anyone else's experience. There's also the matter of people having less disposable income, the cost of living going up while wages remain stagnant, meaning that even if people are willing to see a movie in theaters, they may only be able to do it every so often. All of these causes have made it so that today the average person is really only going to go to the theater if the protagonist wears a cape or a robe. Since it's one of maybe 4 or 5 movies that the average person is likely to see in theaters this year, AMC made the short-sighted decision to raise prices for the Batman, not realizing that this will just further kill an already depleting demand. More and more movies, especially in the past couple years due to the pandemic, have been coming to streaming services sooner. Let's use the Batman as an example. I'm pretty excited for it. The direction they're taking the Riddler feels pretty weird to me, but Colin Farrell is one of my favorite actors, and I'm interested to see his take on the Penguin. You know, I might actually even be more interested in his Penguin standalone series by just a little bit, especially after how pleasant of a surprise Peacemaker was to me. And sure, it's exclusive to theaters when it first comes out on March 4th. But it will be on HBO Max, which is a service I'm already paying a monthly fee for, which, by the way, is less than the cost of one movie ticket to the Batman. And I'm not talking like a year from now, by the way. It's coming out on April 19th, a few days away. With the Batman, we're all going to have to choose. Am I willing to wait the 46 days to save the money it would cost me to see this in theaters? That's a decision we're all going to have to make individually, but personally, I totally am. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to let me know down below your thoughts. If you think I'm wrong and stupid or right and smart, feel free to sound off down below. You can click on this funny little guy if you want to subscribe to the channel. The other day I released a video where I talked about a ridiculously overpriced Star Wars hotel. I think that one's a lot of fun. Click here to check it out. Take care. Bye.